Join Kids Hut family.
Tia, look! Mom gave me the gift money that Grandma had left for us when she visited. Mom said we can go and have lunch together with it.
Oh, that's awesome! Should we go now?
Yes, let's go.
We have some money left. Should we get some cake parceled for our cousin June? She will be visiting us this evening.
Why do you want to spend all our money, Tia? Grandma left it just for us. June doesn't have to know we went for lunch.
Okay. While we're waiting for the check, do you want to hear a story?
Oh, yes.
Once upon a time, the sun, the moon, and the wind went out for dinner with their uncle and aunt, thunder and lightning. Their mother, the star, waited for them at home.
Children, you can order whatever you like.
Oh wow! Thanks, Uncle. I am going to try a bit of everything.
And so the children had a delicious meal of countless dishes and desserts. None of them thought of saving anything for their mother except the moon. From every dish that was served, she hid a little piece in her hand to take it home to her mother. When they reached home, Mother asked how their dinner was.
Did you have a good time, children? Yes, Mother. The dinner was just lovely. Oh, was it? Did you get some for me? Oh, Mother, I had gone to enjoy myself, not to get you dinner. Hence, I didn't get anything for you. Wind, did you get me any dinner? I had gone to enjoy a dinner out, Mother. I didn't go to get you a dinner parcel. I didn't get you anything. Moon, did you remember to get anything for me? Yes, Mother, I did.
And she shook her hands. The most choicest dishes showered down from them.
Son, you went out for your selfish pleasures and completely forgot about your mother at home. Hence, you will forever be cursed. Your rays will always be hot and burn everything that comes near you. Men will hide themselves in your presence. Wind, you too did not care for your mother. You decided to selfishly enjoy the dishes by yourself. Hence, you too will be cursed. You will always accompany the heat, and men will cover themselves in your presence. My dear moon, because you thought of someone else besides yourself, you will always be cool and calm. There will be no mean heat or blinding light from you. People will always love you and call you blessed.
Tia, on second thoughts, you are right. We should take something for June. It is not right to think only about ourselves as we enjoy this lovely lunch.
I'm glad you agree, Tofu, and so I'll let you pick the cake.
Let's take her favorite one, chocolate.
Super! Isn't that John and his older brother?
Yes, that's them.
Look at that. He is really troubling his brother.
Oh, I think John is in big trouble. I'm sure his brother is going to give him a big scolding.
I don't think so.
Why not? Didn't you see how he was troubling his brother? There is no way he's going to stop unless his brother scolds him.
Don't decide on that till you've heard the story of the wind and the sun. A long time ago, the wind and the sun were just talking when the wind said something strange to the sun. You do know that I am more powerful than you, don't you?
Don't be arrogant, my friend.
But the wind got offended. I am not being arrogant, I am being truthful. If you don't believe me, let's have a competition right now. The sun did not want to compete with his friend, but the wind left him with no choice.
Reluctantly, he agreed. Okay, my friend. Let's have a competition.
Just then, a young man was walking on the road below them. He was wearing a beautiful scarf and a handsome coat. See that man below? Whoever can get the scarf and the coat off him wins.
Okay, wind. You go ahead first.
And so the wind blew at the man. The man's scarf moved a bit and his coat front flapped a little. I was just beginning. I will show the man some more of my power now. Now the wind blew a little more strongly. The man's scarf and coat front started flapping more in the wind. The wind grew fiercer and blew more wildly at him. The man's scarf almost left him, but he caught it and tied it around his neck properly. The wind blew at the man with all his power and anger, but it only made the man wrap his scarf and coat around him more tightly. He started feeling so cold with the wind blowing at him that he wrapped his arms around his legs and sat down by the road. The wind failed to get his scarf and coat off. I have still not lost. If my power and anger couldn't do the job, you surely won't be able to do it either.
Let us see. I think you have frozen the poor man. Maybe he could use some warmth.
And so the sun gently smiled a bit at the man. Immediately, the man started feeling better. He straightened up and the color returned to his cheeks. He got up and started walking his way again. Is that it? Is that all you will do? Smile at him? The sun ignored his friend and smiled at the man a little bit more. The man became more comfortable and walked his way faster.
Watch what happens now.
Now the sun gave the man an even bigger smile. As the sun's smile grew bigger, the man started feeling warmer and warmer. Finally, he could take it no more and started sweating. He slowly took his scarf off. Oh no! At last, the sun's warmth became so much for the man that he took off his coat and flung it aside. The sun had won the competition. I am sorry, I underestimated the effect of gentleness. I thought only power could make things happen in the world, but I was wrong.
Oh, don't worry, my friend. Why don't you blow at him gently so his sweat can vanish?
The wind did so while the sun continued to smile at him lightly. The man went on his way enjoying a pleasant day.
Wow, Tia, that's a wonderful way to be with people.
Yes, there are better ways of changing things than a show of anger and power.
I'm so glad you are my elder sister, Tia. If ever I do something wrong, I know you will correct me without scolding me.
Well, looks like John also has a great brother. See, he's no longer troubling his brother.
Hey, Tia, can I use the new colors you just bought? I need to draw and color a bird for my science assignment.
Sure, Tofu. Here you go.
Thanks, Tia.
Hey, Tofu, I am very hungry. Can I have one of the chocolates you bought at the store?
Actually, Tia, I bought them for myself. Can't you wait till dinner?
Tofu, you're so selfish. You're like the selfish giant.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Let me tell you about him and then you can decide. The Selfish Giant. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful garden. It had big trees laden with fruits and many flowers of different colors and fragrances. The grass was so soft that it felt like a cozy bed. Different birds sang melodies in the garden the whole day long. The children of the village loved playing in the garden. They would come there as soon as school got over and would stay till evening. In the far end of the garden was a big castle. People often said that the giant who owned the garden used to live there. But it was empty now. Nobody knew what had happened to the giant, and they thought he would never return. Till one day, the earth shook and there were loud thumping sounds. With each thump, the children were lifted off the ground and back again. Oh no, it is the giant. It cannot be. Why has he returned after all these years? The giant saw all the children in his garden and yelled loudly.
What are these children doing here? This is my garden. Get out! Get out of here!
All the children got scared and ran away. The giant then built a large wall around the garden so that no one could ever enter it. The next day, the giant went to the garden, thinking that he will pluck some fruits and flowers. But the trees were so sad without the children that they shed all their leaves and fruits and lay bare. Even the flowers that had blossomed became so sad that they went back into the ground. Oh, I feel so sad. I don't feel like dressing up with my leaves today.
Yes, without the children, even I don't want to come out. I wish the giant had never returned. Who will I sing for in this empty garden? I am leaving.
As time went by, winters came and passed. When spring came, it was lush green everywhere. The roadsides were filled with colorful flowers and green trees. Everyone wondered how the garden must look too. But with all the sadness present in the garden, spring did not come to it. The garden remained frozen. The only ones happy in the garden were snow and frost. With no spring to melt them, they became the masters of the garden.
I will cover every tree of this garden so that it looks white.
And so it went and covered every tree till all one could see was white.
I am going to invite the north wind to join us here.
The icy cold wind swept over the garden. It knocked the chimney pots off the castle and rattled its roof. Then the naughty wind had another idea.
My friends, let's invite hail over too and claim this garden as ours forever.
Soon hail came down on the garden. All four of them got together and caused havoc. Hail and wind attacked the castle roof every day and took off its slates one by one. One day, while the giant was lying in his bed, he heard beautiful music come in from his bedroom window. He thought perhaps the king's musicians were passing the garden. He looked out of his window and saw that a small bird was sitting on the window ledge and singing.
Has spring finally arrived?
He looked beyond into the garden. The icy wind had stopped blowing. The snow was melting and frost was vanishing. Hail couldn't be seen anywhere. Instead, he saw the most beautiful sight.
The children have broken into the garden.
Some children had found a hole in the wall and had entered the garden from there. They were on every tree and were happily sprawling on the grass. The trees were so happy that they covered themselves with green leaves. The flowers also came out, and the grass was smiling gleefully. Even the birds were chirping new happy tunes.
What I did was terrible. I was selfish. I should have never ever blocked the children out of the garden. I will go and correct my mistake now.
The giant went out and broke the wall down.
From now on, this garden is your playground forever. The children were so happy that they hugged the giant.
From then on, the giant played with the children every day. As time passed, the giant grew very old and tired. He wouldn't go out to play with the children. He would only watch them from his window. One day, he saw a little boy crying. So he went to see him.
What is the matter, little boy?
The boy's hands were bleeding. This made the giant very angry.
Who has hurt you? Tell me his name and I will punish him.
The little boy calmed the giant and said,
Calm down, my friend. These are wounds of love.
Then the boy took the giant's hand and took him to the garden of paradise with him. After some time, the other children came to where the little boy had been. They found the giant lying on the grass and covered with white flowers. He had died with a loving smile on his face.
I really was being the selfish giant, Tia. I am so sorry.
Yes, you were.
I will change that immediately. Here, please have some chocolates, Tia.
Thank you, Tofu. I am happy that you have changed, but it is dinner time already. I will now have the chocolates for dessert.
For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Heart family. Subscribe here.